Hello, God Gamers. It's that time of the set. It's about to end, so it's time to rank all of these sets. And I've been playing this game for a long time. I've been playing for a long time. I've been playing since the Dota Auto Chess mod. I've kind of had a little bit of an off and on relationship with TFT, but mostly it's been very on. Here we are going to rank all of these sets here. We're in Photoshop right now, guys. We have all of them, guys. Some of these sets I'm combining the 0.5, some of them I'm not. It just depends on how much I played and how much I can differentiate them. But a lot of them I will rank the 0.5s separately. And guys, what is the criteria? What is the criteria of this ranking? It is my personal enjoyment. That's it. That's all that matters. I might talk about set design, unit design, that sort of thing, but really, this is a completely personal list. And hey, why don't you put your personal lists in the comments section below? I would love to read them. We're also going to be relying on my memory. Human memory is very fickle, so I might get some things wrong, misremember some things, but hey, it doesn't matter. This is a personal list, and if it didn't stick in my memory, then hey, maybe it didn't matter. So with that out of the way, let's do this. First on the docket, we have TFT Set 1. And as I said, I played since Dota Auto Chess, so I was deep into the game. I was Bishop in Dota Auto Chess. No big deal. That's like Diamond, I think. But I played that, and then I played a lot of the PvE of Set 1, and I was having a blast playing PvE, and then Ranked came out, and the meta was extremely strict. It was like Ninja's Volibear was like the meta or something like that. I climbed up to Master, and then I was just like, nah. I was also starting a new job. I did not have a whole lot of fun playing this. I think this will be my most controversial one, but I'm going to put this in the C tier. I think it is going to retain its spot at the high end of C tier. We are going to rank left to right. So I do think it's going to retain a high spot here, but it definitely goes in the C tier for me. Next up, we have Rise of the Elements. This is another one where at the end of set, I took a break during set 1. We played set 1 and I wasn't that into it. I was starting a new job, so I just stopped playing. And then I made a return at the beginning of set 2. I played some desert comps and that sort of thing. I liked it a little bit at first, but I will say it felt like a downgrade from set 1, and I did not like it a whole lot. I will put it in the C tier right below set 1. Now, you may be noticing a trend. We're going to be speed running a lot of the earlier sets because set 4 is when I really started to play this game very seriously and devoted, over 1,000 games per set and a lot of sets post set 4. But these earlier sets, I only played like 100 or so games. So set 3, I actually didn't play set 3. Because again, I was starting a new job around this time. This is a singular year that these sets were released together. I was starting a new job at the time, and that job was very demanding. I had to travel a lot for that job. And then when that job was over, I started playing set 3.5. And 3.5 almost gripped me. It almost brought me all the way in. I actually climbed to Grandmaster at the beginning of the set, and that was like really insane to me because that was the first time I ever felt like I was good at a competitive game for a long time. Before this, all I played was League, and when I was a kid, I was like really good at video games, but I took a really long break in my life in like high school and earlier parts of my adulthood. I took like 8 years off of playing video games, so I was really I lost my touch. When I was a kid, I was a fucking beast. I played Guitar Hero semi-pro. I was highest rank you could be in Halo. I had unbelievable amount of hours in Call of Duty. I used to game, bro. I beat Sephiroth in Kingdom Hearts 2 at level 40 on the hardest difficulty. No big deal. But anyways, so this is when we started to feel like, hey man, I forgot that I was good at video games. And hey man, we can actually be pretty good at video games. We hit Grandmaster in this set very early on. And so this is actually going to go into the high B tier. It might even go into the A tier. We'll see. But high B tier for now. We might move it somewhere else in a minute. And next up, we have Fates. We have set 4. And this is when I truly became captivated with TFT. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, it's so close. Oh, no. Boom! Let's go, baby. Let's fucking go. TFT finally became the game that I love. The game that I scream at the rooftops is the best game ever made. That started in set 4. And really all that it was set 4, man, it just had so much stuff. The aesthetic dude, the like East Asian theme, the Ionia theme, man, it was just so beautiful, this set. And this is like when it really felt like, wow, they have really just like turned it up a little bit. Like the cast animations, everything was super cool. Like in set 3, there were a lot of cool things like ASOL, the ASOL ship and that sort of thing. But set 4 is when it really just like, I felt like it got insane with all the cool stuff they added. And, you know, say what you want about Chosen. At the time when I played it, I had a lot of fun playing it. I think if we went back and played set 4 now, I would really hate Chosen. With the skill level that everyone plays at now and how we all understand TFT, I think I would really dislike it, the mechanic. But at the time, I had a lot of fun because everybody was like just hard trying to get Ashe chosen every game or Warwick chosen every game and that sort of thing. And I was just chilling over there, taking my Janna chosen at like level 6 every game and just winning the game because it really felt like you could play a lot of alternative strategies in this set. Because just like people weren't as good at the game yet. So that's why I think if we went and played it back right now, people are just way too good at the game. I think you would have to actually just hard force for like the Ashe and stuff like that. But man, the best thing about this set was the unit design. The units were so amazing. Ashe is probably my favorite. Set 4 Ashe is probably my favorite unit of all time. That unit is so amazing. I love Jhin. I love Riven. I love Cassiopeia. Like, bro, that set had the best units, and this is my all-time favorite set. It goes high into the S tier. At one point, I rated it lower than another set, but now that we have enough time away, no recency bias with any of these sets anymore, except for the current one we're playing, this is the best one. This is my favorite one. It's not even close. And next up, we have 4.5. Fates is also the first one that I got really close to Challenger. I had 2 different accounts that were like 700 LP. It was so close to Challenger, but I couldn't quite get there. And then Fates is actually the first set that I hit Challenger. Hit Challenger pretty early on into the set. I just kind of rode the wave of how good I was getting at the game through set 4. And I hit Challenger pretty early on, but I actually quit this set pretty early on. I found that they removed a lot of cool units. I won't be able to remember what exactly they removed, but they removed a lot of things that I really liked in the game. And then they added Tryndamere, which was kind of cool. He was a Slayer. This was like the first set with Slayers, I believe. They added Tryndamere and Olaf were kind of like a Bang Bros comp or something. I think it was Olaf. And those are really tilting because you would play that comp with Aatrox. And Aatrox would pull your corner unit, and then Tryndamere would spin into your group, and it was like it was really tilting to play. I remember this very vividly because I played a lot of Elderwood ASOL. That was a really powerful comp. I found it was a very fun comp. But what was tilting about the ASOL comp is that if he didn't cast, you like the difference between ASOL casting and not casting is you take 20 or you deal 20 to them. And if you went against a Slayer comp, and when that became meta, like you could never corner your ASOL because your ASOL would get hooked by Aatrox. Aatrox had a delayed hook, so even if you didn't corner your ASOL, sometimes the fight would go in a weird way where your corner unit gets out of the corner and you pull your ASOL, so then you have to put your ASOL on the 3rd spot. But if you put your ASOL on the 3rd spot, then he wouldn't aim at the right spot. And also, he would be in range of Tryndamere. And so what would happen is if you put him in 3rd slot, your units would move out of the corner. You wouldn't get hooked by the Aatrox, but this would still be the most populated area for your backline, and Tryndamere would dive your ASOL. So just, I got, my ASOL got hooked one too many times by Aatrox, one too many times I got killed by Tryndamere, and that tilted me into the Nether Realm. And I'm going to put this down. It's going to go high C tier. I'm actually going to move down these guys. It's going to go high C tier. I did like it better than set 1 and set 2, but it is going into the high C tier. I can't bring myself to put it into the B tier along with Galaxies because I actually kind of enjoyed playing Galaxies. All right, set 5. Set 5 single-handedly almost made me quit the game. Set 4 brought me into the game. Set 5 almost took me out, man. And so I'm not going to beat around the bush a little bit. What I will say, I'm going to say what I like about this set. What I like about this set is I thought units were really fun. I thought some of the traits were really fun. So I really liked playing MF. I really liked playing MF Cavaliers. They added Cavaliers that set. I thought those were really fun. Dude, I even enjoyed playing Ryze. As bad as he was designed around the shadow items, like I actually enjoyed playing Ryze. And what you guys, if you didn't play this set, what made this set so bad was the shadow items, as well as this is a feeling I get with the current set, and it's one reason why I don't really like the current set a whole lot. This more so. This was more extreme than it is now. But you really had to play verticals. Your game was decided at the beginning of the game. So if you had a Leona 2-star at 2-1 or 2-3, whatever, if you got a Leona 2-star at stage 2, you're playing redeems. If you got I forget all the other units, but that's the one that sticks out of my mind. But if you got a 2-star Forgotten unit, you're playing Forgotten. Like, it was not fun. You just didn't even play the game. Like, you did not play the game. And then the shadow items were so unbelievably imbalanced, so bad that they removed the mechanic completely for the mid set. And so this is going to go down all the way into the D tier. I hated this set, but I did like a lot of the units and I did like that they tried some stuff, but man, I almost quit the game playing this. 5.5. As much as I hated set 5, I actually really liked 5.5. I almost quit the game after set 5. I actually climbed up. I got really close to Challenger, and I said, man, fuck this. I'm not playing any more games. I played less than 200 games this set. I was in set 5. I was just like, man, fuck this shit. I'm not going to waste my time doing this. And I just went and started working out and doing some other shit. But 5.5 is what brought me back in. I'm always willing to try things. This is when they added... is this when they added Radiant items? Was that the mechanic, Radiant items? Yes, it was Radiant items, right? So they exchanged Shadow items for Radiant items, and they added Armory and Anvils. All the Anvils that we use now were added into this set, and that made it a great quality of life change for the game. You got a lot of... I think Anvils were added for set 5, but they were Shadow Anvils, and they suck. But in this set, you got to make Radiant items, and it was a lot more balanced, a lot more healthy. And I don't remember exactly what else they changed from the game, but it felt like you didn't have to play those strict verticals anymore. Just a lot of things changed in this. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I remember playing this set very, very, very fondly, and it's going to go squarely into the A tier. I feel like that one's going to be a controversial one. I think a lot of people remember set 5.5 with set 5, and I don't think a lot of people gave this set a whole lot of chance. But I really, really, really liked it. I thought it was really fun. Set 6. I think this is when a lot of you guys started playing the game. A lot of you guys watching this video, because this is like set 4 was a massive spike. I think the biggest spikes in TFT's player base was set 1, set 4, and set 6. Those are when it really spiked for everybody. And this is when they added in augments, a permanent feature in TFT. And that is why set 6 is going to go squarely into the S tier. I actually, one time when I was doing this list after set 6, I actually rated this higher than set 4. But that was some recency bias, but I really love set 6. Honestly, the mechanic was awesome. The game felt pretty balanced. It felt like you could play a lot of flex. And if I'm being real, I can't remember a single unit from this set, and that's why it definitely has to go below set 4. Set 4, I played forever ago, and I can remember most of the units in this set just because it was so amazing. I love this set so much, set 4, the unit design. A big contributing factor for a set being fun to me is if I enjoy playing a unit. If there's units that I really, really like, I like watching them play, and like that's why set 4 had a lot of those, just Cassio, Riven, Jhin, Ashe. There were just so many units I enjoyed watching them play, and they felt good when I played them, where I don't really have that fond memory with set 6, but I remember this set feeling very balanced, feeling like strangely balanced, and then they introduced the augments. The augments were broken, but we weren't good enough at the game to abuse how imbalanced they were, but I loved this set. This set was a whole lot of fun. And as much as I loved set 6, I cannot feel the same about set 6.5, and this was the beginning of the end for me. And I gotta be honest, the only unit I can even remember in this set is Big Dicko mode. I can just remember Silco, and that's all I can remember. But this set started me on my downward trend of my opinion of TFT, and this was the beginning of the end for me when I took a hiatus. Took about a year-long hiatus this past year from playing TFT, and this is what started it. Honestly, I can't remember why I didn't like it so much. I can't remember, but it's going to go low into the C tier. But I just remember not liking it. I think I still did climb up the Challenger in this set. I definitely climbed the Challenger at set 6. I think I did still play enough games to hit Challenger, but I was kind of riding the wave of like I had played like 1,000 games at set 6, so I was just riding the wave of my experience. I think I hit Challenger and I just dipped and didn't play anymore. Just started playing like Elden Ring or some shit if that came out at that time. But yeah, did not like this one, and it just really is not memorable. All right, set 7. Now, if you didn't like Chosen, then man, you're really not gonna like set 7. Because set 7, bro. Oh my gosh. I think when I played this set, I actually ranked it the lowest set.
I didn't talk about the balance. The balance for the set has been the worst ever. Worst ever. Worse than set 5. It is literally
from my recency bias. But now that we're a little bit away, I will say that I liked a lot of the units. Like, despite how bad dragons were for the game, a lot of them were cool. Like, Shioyu Soy, it was cool. I even liked Siphon. I thought Siphon was kind of cool. A lot of the dragons were cool. Deja was really cool. What I really didn't like about the set, and what felt really bad about the set, was that you could go to Dragon on stage 3. And so, like, it's kind of like how it is now. If you hit a 4 cost, like stage 2 or stage 3, like, you feel like you're really ahead, right? But imagine you hit a dragon, which is a 7 cost unit, and you can just hit it on stage 3 and just win for free. That felt extremely bad. And the other thing that felt really bad about dragons is that dragons cost 7 gold. They cost 7 gold. So you could not play flexibly. If you tried to roll down on level 7 and play flex, you just don't have enough gold to hold the dragons. You gotta buy all the support units and play around a single dragon, usually is what it felt like. It felt really, really, really bad to play flex in this set, and that is how I enjoy playing the game. And you know what? It's gonna go at the bottom. Maybe this will be our lowest rated set still. This really, really tested me. I think I still climbed up the challenger in this set, but man, this really, really, really tested me. All right, set 7.5, baby. Now, as much as I hated set 7, I hated set 7.5 almost as much, but they added some cool new units and they did fix some of the problems. I believe they made the dragons cost reduction from 7 to 6, or maybe they added a lot of 6 cost dragons. I don't really remember. And I think they did the 10 cost to 8. They made them 8 costs. They made the dragons cheaper, addressed some of my concerns that I had with the game. And I think you weren't able to get dragons. They separated dragon odds. I believe, I may be misremembering, this might be what I wished for. I think they did separate dragon odds from regular 4 cost odds to where you couldn't get dragons on level 6. They unlocked at level 7, which fixed the stage 3 problem, fixed a lot of problems I had with the game, as well as they introduced Somme and Lagoons, which was my favorite way to play the game. I had a lot of fun playing that. I had a lot of fun playing Graves and Nyla. So there are a lot of like comps I actually remember playing and remember enjoying fondly, and they fixed some of the quality of life issues. That being said, it's still going to go squarely down into the C tier. It's going to go above 6.5. I think 6.5 just lives in my memory because so deeply as not liking it. I don't remember anything about this set other than that you could play Silco. But it lives so deeply in my memory because it was the beginning of the end. It was when I started to dislike TFT. It was the beginning of, we had 3 bad sets in a row, and we actually had 5 in a row, and that's what we'll be talking about in a second. We had 5 bad sets in a row, and this was the first one to start it, and it felt really, really, really bad to me. But set 7.5 is actually when that's actually when I committed to quitting the game. I climbed up the Grandmaster or something like that. I played a couple hundred games, but I was really just like one-tricking Lagoon because it was the only way I could enjoy playing the game. And I dipped out. I was having no fun, and I just started working out and stuff. Now we're on to set 8. And set 8 is an abomination in my mind. But I actually didn't play set 8. I played set 8.5 a little bit. That was when they announced set 9 is when I started, or when like some leaks started to come out is when I started playing again. And so I played a lot of set 8.5, just kind of like get back in it, you know, let people know, hey guys, I'm playing TFT again. And that sort of thing, so that I could start building an audience again. So that was my experience playing set 8. Hero augments were just a complete abomination to me. I tried out early parts of set 8 a little bit, but I had already well and truly quit the game in the middle of 7.5, so I was already on a break. But I did try it out a little bit, and I was like, man, this hero augment shit, it's like Chosen but worse. And then like you don't get to play the game. Like, you just choose your hero augment, and then like the game is decided for you. I think anything that makes it where you don't play the game, and what I mean by don't play the game is that like you make one decision early on into the game, and then the rest of your decisions are now built around that single decision that you made, and that like your other decisions are not nearly as impactful as that first one. That to me is when you're not playing the game. And when that is what's happening, then I have no fun. Because what's really fun about TFT to me, it's all the decision points you have during the game, and all of them mattering a whole lot. But this really took that away. You had the one decision that mattered a lot, which was your hero augment, and the rest of them really did not matter as much. You just had to play the game based off of that. And so yeah, we're bunching 8 and 8.5 together, and I gotta be honest, I had no fun. Zero fun. Nada. This was not fun at all, and I'm going to put it down. It might be my lowest rated set. And so we had a lot of stinkers in a row, man. We had 5, to me, in my opinion, we had 6.5. We had 6.5, 7, 7.5, and then 8 and 8.5. Like 5 stinkers in a row. I did not enjoy it, but maybe that is some recency bias, and I'm rating it the lowest. And that is actually saying something, that I'm rating it the lowest. I thought hero augments were just terrible for the game, and I don't know if anybody even enjoyed it. Now on to the current set. The current set. And now that I'm looking at my tier list, man, am I a hater? Well, C tier isn't that bad, right? C tier is like, you know, you can have some casual fun. That's what I think about C tier. This is casual fun. This is dog shit. This is like I will invest time into playing the game. However, it is not like the best thing I've ever played. And anything above A tier, I'm having a great time playing the game. Runeterra Reforged, man. Runeterra Reforged. Where does Runeterra Reforged go? Guys, I was extremely hyped about this set. And I gotta be honest, I have not been having any fun. I can't really put my finger on it. I think a lot of these slow design choices they've done throughout TFT's history are kind of building up for this set, and I'm not having a lot of fun with it. So like one problem I have with TFT, and they've made a commitment to doing this, to moving this, is the lack of support units. Support units don't exist in the game anymore. They used to be a big part of the game. In set 4, you had Janna, and all Janna did was shield your units and give them attack damage. That's all she did. And she just scaled off of AP, and you give her AP items, and you do that. You know, we had other units that all they did was heal. We had units like Lulu in set 7. All she did was give you attack speed, and she would CC divers that would dive your comp. I love support units. I think support units are really cool for the game because, like, for example, in set 7, a set that I really hate, what was really cool is when you'd play Deja, you would add a Lulu to your comp for no other reason other than that Deja likes attack speed. And so you'd give Deja attack speed, and if they had assassins and your Deja got dove, that's a single carry comp. Lulu would protect your Deja. But Lulu had no overlapping synergies with Deja's normal meta build. And so that's what's really fun about support units to me. And whenever they moved into was it 7.5? Maybe it was 7.5. I don't remember exactly what set it was, but it's when they replaced Janna and Taric with Senna and somebody else who did damage. And after that point, they made everybody deal more damage. And that is why it's kind of accumulated into where we are now, where everybody deals so much damage that fights are so fast. Now, if you're playing on the current patch, fights are actually kind of slow. But for 90% of this set, the fights have been so fast, decided in 8 seconds. And with fights being decided, honestly, in the first 6 seconds of the fight, items like Zephyr are OP in this set. They're so broken in this set. It's so frustrating. They're not as strong right now with combat being as slow, but like when the annoying items are OP, like that makes the game feel so much worse. Other problems I have with the set is I don't know, man. It just doesn't feel fun. I just don't have any fun, man. Every patch, I think legends are like a cool idea, but every patch, it's just like abuse what legend is OP. We're kind of in a spot right now where there is some legend diversity. I think portals are actually the best part of the set. It's really the only thing I really like about the set. I think that adds a fun layer of replayability and differentiating factor between games. I think that is cool. That also feels really bad about the set is itemization. Itemization feels terrible in this set because, I mean, you guys know how important it is to have a Rage Blade and a Last Whisper. Like, if you don't have a Rage Blade, you're gated out of playing half of the carries, half of the in-game carries in the game. Like, why is Rage Blade so OP? Why do we design all of our units to need a Rage Blade? I don't understand that. It just feels really bad. And that's something that we all saw before we didn't even have to play the game. When units were announced and we played a little bit on PBE, it's like, oh, so Rage Blade's just the best item in the game, I guess. Like, and it has been the whole entire set. If you don't have a Rage Blade on your Felius Ozeri or your Azir, you just can't play those units. So I think that's very poorly designed. But they are addressing it in the mid set. Coming up with some new items. Balance has been really bad in the set. Balance is bad in most sets, let's be real. But it's felt extremely bad to me this set. And maybe this is just because I'm a boomer. I've been playing this game for too long. But typically, whenever I read patch notes, most of the time I can kind of tell what I'm going to play. This set has really felt like when I read the patch notes, I know exactly what's getting B-patched. It's not even I know what to play. I know what's going to be B-patched, and I know how it's going to be B-patched. It's really, in like, no disrespect to the devs. I love TFT devs, and I think they are the best devs on the planet. I truly believe that. I'm not just saying that to lessen the blow of what I'm about to say. I truly think they are the best devs on the planet, and I love them, and I could not do a better job than them. I do not claim that. But man, it has really felt like monkeys are balancing the game this set. Like it has felt so bad, man. I read the patch notes and I'm like, why are you doing this? Like, why are you buffing this build in 1,000 different ways and then nerfing all of the other builds in the game? Like, they do this thing where they'll buff an entire tree. They'll buff the entire AP tree and nerf the entire AD tree. And they're like, well, no one's playing AP units, so we gotta buff it. Oh, no one's playing Taric, so we gotta buff it.
Air patch, Taric. You're looking at these numbers and you're going, my God, these numbers are insane.
What the fuck? He casts a half second later,
And that's because Tarek was bad. Tarek was a trait bot. If you ever tried to put tank items on this guy, you regretted it. You felt terrible.
My guy, it's because the builds that he functions in suck. He's good in Aphelios and Invokers and Sorks. Who the fuck are playing those builds? Tarek. And it's like, bro, no one's playing Tarek because because his comps aren't playable because Aphelios and Invokers are dog shit, man. It's not because he's not good. Like, he needs like a small buff, not like the buff that'll take him into the make him like a legendary unit that you can get on stage 2, man. Like, anyways, balance has felt pretty bad. And the last thing I'll say about Runeterra Reforged is that this might not matter to a lot of people, but this matters a lot to me. I don't have a single unit I really enjoy playing. I think my favorite units to play are probably Aatrox and Aphelios. Like, when I watch them play, sometimes I like watching Urgot play, but maybe Yasuo, maybe Kai'Sa. Like, when I think about sets, that's what sticks in my mind that's really memorable. As much as I hated set 7, you could hear earlier how glowingly I talked about Deja and Siphon and Soy. Like, I hated the Dragon's design, but what I will say about the Dragon units is they were cool. They were cool as fuck. I loved watching them play. Like, set 4 had the coolest units, right? I loved watching them play. Set 5, a set that I really hated, had some really, really, really cool units. I really enjoyed playing it. Now, without further ado, let's actually rank Runeterra Reforged. I've been kind of blue balling you guys for a while, and it's going to go squarely into the low end of C tier. And I know, like, that's probably some recency bias, but it's going to go in the low end of C tier. Let's make this image the highest one so we can see it. Oh, that didn't do nothing. So it's going to go, like, probably here. Like, a little bit better than 7.5. Like, not as good as set 2. It probably goes down here for me. And that makes me really sad. I had extremely high hopes for this set. But the new set is looking cool. It's looking like it's addressing a lot of my problems. I think we might be in for a set 5.5 situation for me, where I really didn't like the base set, but then they fixed a lot of the problems that I have with the set. And they're not going to fix some of my design problems that I have just with TFT overall, which is the lack of support units, because they really believe that every unit should deal damage. So that you can itemize them with care. I don't... Dude, bro, like, Janna, you could put a Sojin and a Death Cap on her, man, and she felt good. Janna in set 4, she felt good, man. She didn't need to deal damage. She carried because she gave my Talon a 2k shield and gave him 40 AD, bro. Like, that carries. But anyways, that is just a design philosophy that I just do not agree with, and that will not be fixed, but a lot of other problems will be fixed. Anyways, guys, what do you think about my rankings? Put your rankings down below in the comment section. I would love to read them. And guys, watch my stream. Please watch my stream. We will be playing some viewer games next week on the PvE server. So please watch my stream if you want to play on PvE with me. That is it.